Hi, Dallas the Worm Man here from freecompostingworms.com. And now with the onset of summer, I have some tips that will help you regulate your worms during the high temperatures. So I got good and bad news for you. The good news is that during the summer months your worms eat more composting. Also, the egg capsules that were stored during the winter time have now hatched, so you have more worms than you ever have had before. It's also a good thing. The bad news, however, is that with the high temperatures it can be extremely dangerous for your worms if you're not very careful. So the following video is going to give you tips on how to regulate that. Tip number 1 is that we want to increase the food. It's summertime, you've got more worms in your bin, they want to eat more, so give them all the food they can handle. I want to show you something. When the worms hatch, the baby worms will stay in the middle of your bin, and you'll start to create clusters. I don't know if you can see over here on the side, you'll start to create clusters of more mature worms. They like to group together. Now what that means is they've kind of avoided the baby worms and moved to the side, probably because they want to escape and grow, they want more space. So either maybe get some more space for their compost worms, or go ahead and sell your worms and make some money off of them. Tip number 2 is to increase moisture in your bedding. And so the way we're going to do that is just by adding a little bit extra water. Pretty simple. So I want to show you a tip. If you can grab some of the soil right here, and when you squeeze it, if nothing drips out, but it's still kind of moist to the touch, that's perfect level for your worm bin. The third tip is that during the summer months, you'll attract more mold and mites. Now mold is harmless for your worms, but it certainly can be a problem for you. You can control it by controlling the moisture levels. We just talked about not having enough moisture, but having too much will attract more mold. For the mites, on the other hand, that can be a problem for your worms. They like to thrive in acidic conditions. So if you can raise the pH level by adding things like eggshells, or what I talk about in my pH video on my blog, freecompostingworms.com, you can control the mites. Thanks again for watching this video. I'm Dallas the Worm Man, and be sure to check out my blog at freecompostingworms.com for more tips and tricks to help you become an excellent worm farmer like me.